Hey everybody, welcome to this yin yoga session. We're going to work on some heart openers today, and we're going to start in a child's pose. Before we begin, it might be a good idea if you have a bolster or some blocks to grab them, just so you have something helping the earth to come up to meet you. If you don't have those around you, a nice hard book will work really well, and so will cushions from your couch or any kind of pillows you have. Just anything that's going to provide a little bit of cushion for you, bringing that divide between the space where you land and where the floor is. It's just really nice. We really are working beyond our muscular system in these yin practices. So we want to make sure that we feel supported so we can really get into that deep fascial tissue. So go ahead, take a moment, set yourself up, and then we're going to meet in child's pose. Just giving us a few minutes here to arrive. Your feet will be together. Your knees can stay together, or they can also start to go out to the side, dropping your hips to your heels. Nice bend in the arm. Forehead will make contact with the mat. If that's not available, maybe you put a cushion or a book there. You could start to massage your third eye point. Coming to stillness and settling in here. You can bring your attention to the tip of your nose. And just noticing that nice cool air as it travels in. And the warmer air as it falls out. Beginning to feel movement through your belly and through your rib cage. And just dropping in. And begin to prepare to move out of this first pose. But let's take some nice deep breaths together first. Breathing all the way down into your belly. We'll take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Final time, deep inhale. And releasing, exhale. And start to use your hands to come into a tabletop position. So all fours. Move your knees closer together. Do any kind of movement here. Maybe circling through your hips. Just anything that feels inviting and good. We'll work into a couple cat-cows together. So on an inhale, we'll drop our belly, rotate our shoulders back, and let our chest come forward as our gaze goes up. And then to exhale, we'll push the mat away, rounding through our spine. Chin will come to chest. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale to a flat back. We'll start to guide our right knee all the way till it rests right behind our right hand. Then your right ankle is just going to start to curve up, rotate up towards that left arm. It doesn't really matter how far it comes up. My leg doesn't like to come up very far. Then I'll tuck my back left foot under and start to walk back. Really getting a nice length here into pigeon, or is what we call in yin the swan pose. So we want to make sure we're not collapsing down onto our right side. So this would be a good opportunity to add a block here, kind of evening out through your hips. That makes that a little high for me, but a nice cushion sometimes feels really nice. That way you could even float from side to side, just making sure that you have a nice balance between your hips. So we're getting a nice extension of that back left leg in this expression. So we're going to stay up and really let the psoas stretch here. So you can leave your hands exactly as they are. Again, this could be a place where maybe you add support to really bring yourself up. All is a matter of what kind of stretch feels good for you. So find that pose, and we'll just do a couple breaths here, maybe about a minute. So every inhale, you're really creating this space and this length, breathing into the sensation. And with every exhale, you're letting your hips float closer to the earth, really opening up, just releasing, letting gravity do that work for you. And now we're going to work on changing the expression a little bit. So right now you're probably feeling it more in your back leg and that extension. So we're going to start to come forward. So maybe you come down onto your forearms. If that feels too much, you can grab your bolster or maybe a block, something to support yourself on. And if you're feeling really open and receptive, you can come all the way down by letting your elbows go out to the side, dropping your forehead onto your hands. And here we want to make sure that we're not putting a lot of pressure in this front right knee. If it's helpful, you could flex that right foot, helping to take some of that pressure off the knee. And if it feels too much, you could always back off a little bit here too. So we're just going to settle in for a moment. I'll give you a third option here after a couple nice deep breaths. You're welcome to stay exactly as you are. If you want to add a thread the needle to this, you can. Just let that right arm float forward. And you're going to let your left arm go down by the armpit, and then you're going to bring your left ear to the mat. So this just gives you a little bit of a different expression here. You'll know right away if it's too much for you. Let's take 3 final breaths wherever you are. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Final time, deep inhale and exhale. And we'll slowly untwist yourself if you're in thread the needle. And we'll come back up. We're just going to push ourselves back into a tabletop position. And take your time. You might be feeling like you've aged a couple years here as you push yourself back. Taking a moment, doing some stretching here. It might feel good to stretch one leg long and then the other leg. Doing some movement. And we'll do it all again on the other side. So it'll be that left knee this time that comes right behind the left hand. Just start to rotate your hips so that left foot starts to inch towards the right foot. Again, it doesn't matter how far it comes. Tuck your back right foot and just start to walk it back, letting your hips get closer and closer to the earth here. Untuck that back toe. Then check in with your hips, doing a nice wiggle. Again, we're avoiding collapsing down onto one side. So finding that position for you. Floating hips are okay if you feel like they're going to stay, but it is also okay to put cushion there to just help your body relax into it. So we'll take a couple breaths, just really stretching through that back leg extension. And then we'll come into a sleeping swan by starting to come down to your forearms, maybe onto some cushion, maybe right to the mat. And there's no rush. So take your time. Sometimes it's better to do a little less, allowing your body to open up, become a little bit more receptive to what's happening, and then you dive a little deeper. Or maybe you just stay steady the whole time. Stillness is the name of the game when it comes to yin. Only moving forward as your body is ready. And staying where you are. Or if you'd like to add thread the needle, you could do that by letting that left arm go long. Right arm goes underneath. And settle in. And we'll begin to guide ourselves out of that. We'll take our 3 final breaths. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Final one, deep inhale. And exhale. And we'll slowly start to bring ourselves up. Straight arms. Let your hips move back, bringing that foot back. Let's go ahead. Coming into tabletop, but letting your back feet go out a little bit. We're just going to do some nice big circles of the hip here. Just a couple in one direction, and then we'll go ahead and switch it up, doing those big circles in the opposite direction. Moving into melting heart. So from this tabletop position, we'll just start to walk your hands forward, letting your chest fall down towards the mat. So your knee and your hips are going to stay in one line. Arms go forward. Forehead will come to the mat. Getting a nice shoulder opener here. Really just loosening and opening through your heart center. And letting every exhale guide you closer to the mat. So you could have your forehead on the floor, or if it feels available to you, you could bring your chin to the floor and look forward. We find our breath. Let's take one deep breath together. Exhale out. And then you'll push through your forearms and your hands and start to just move your chest forward, letting your hips come down. And we'll set up for a Sphinx pose. So your feet somewhere between hip and mat width distance apart. Your hands are going to look like a number 11 in front of you. So you're going to press through your forearms and your hands into your elbow area, and then almost like you're pressing them into the mat and then towards your chest. So your chest begins to shine forward. You could even move the shoulders away from the ears a little. So there's a lot of activity maybe happening in your upper body and your arms here. Really looking to tone around the spine. Feeling this probably through your mid-back, thoracic spine area. If you want, you could drop your head, getting a little stretch through the upper spine and the neck. You could stay exactly where you are. If you want to bring your feet towards the sky, just giving a little extra bend in your back, you're welcome to do that. Just make sure you don't end up slouching forward, but really allow yourself to continue with this positive reinforcement in your arms, chest coming forward. And if you brought your feet up and it's a little too much for you, you can go ahead and bring them back down. Take a nice deep inhale. And on an exhale, we're going to start to let our elbows go out to the side. Stack your palms one on top of each other. And then drop your forehead to your palms, using it as a pillow. Releasing through your entire backside body here. Let's do a couple deep breaths together. Let's take a nice deep inhale into our low back. And exhale. And a nice deep inhale into your mid back. And exhale. One final deep breath right into the back side of your heart. And exhale. So we're going to move into a shoulder rinse. So listen carefully here. Being aware of any injuries and supporting yourself as necessary. Let your right ear come to the mat. Your right arm is going to go out long like an airplane wing. So you're looking away from your outstretched arm. Your left hand is going to come next to your chest like you're about to go into a cobra or though it's a kickstand. Bend your left knee towards the sky and you're going to press your left side right on top of your right body as the sole of the left foot comes to rest behind that right knee. Now, if this feels funny on your ear, it'd be a good place to add some support. The right hand can stay in front of you. You can press it into the earth. You could just let it relax, or you can guide it all the way around your back. Finding the expression that works best for you today. Feeling this in the inner shoulder, outer chest area. And we'll find our breath. Take a full inhale. Exhale that right hand back like a kickstand. And slowly begin the journey back on to your belly, taking your time. Once you're there, you'll use your hands again as a pillow. We'll take 3 breaths into our back. Nice deep inhale into your low back. And exhale. Inhale into your mid back. And exhale. Nice deep inhale right in between your shoulder blades. And exhale. And we'll set up on the other side, bringing our left ear down to the mat. Left arm goes out long like an airplane wing. So we're looking away from our arm. Right hand comes as a kickstand. Bend that right knee and then push, letting your body stack. Left shoulder right under the right shoulder. Left hip under right knee. Again, that right hand can stay as a kickstand. Can just go loose, or you can guide it all the way around your back. Whatever feels best. And we find our breath here. Nice deep inhale. And return that right hand back like a kickstand. And we'll begin the journey slowly back down. And it's taking a minute, breathing here on your belly. We'll push ourselves just briefly into a tabletop. Go ahead and just do any kind of movement here that feels good. Moving through those hips, moving your shoulders. And we're going to come into a supported fish. So you're going to take, if you have blocks or a bolster, I like to use blocks for this. I actually show you with one and then show you an option with two. So you're going to place a block right in between your shoulder blades, letting your chest open up as your head comes down to the ground. And this is a wonderful expression to help open the heart. You could also get this by placing a bolster long against your spine, going long out, or you could bring your support up to a higher second level. Again, making sure you get it right in between your shoulder blades. And if you do that, you probably want a second block to rest your head on. So setting yourself up, just allowing yourself to continue to breathe and open through your heart center. So your legs can stay bent and upright. You could also bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees bow out to the side, do a recline, supine butterfly. And the arms can be floating long to your side. Really allowing gravity to do the work here. You can think about breathing directly from your heart center. Really creating that space with every inhale. And unburdening more tension with every exhale. Let's take 3 final breaths right into our heart. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Final time, deep inhale and releasing, exhale. And if you have your legs in a butterfly, you can guide those knees back together and just drop off to one side, moving all your support out of the way, maybe somewhere handy for the twist. And we'll come back to laying on our back. Maybe your knees come in for a squeeze. And we'll set up for our final twist. Right knee gets squeezed as left leg goes long. Left hand will guide that right knee cross body. I like to adjust my hips and bring a block or a bolster under my knee, just resting my hand on top. And then I like to open my right arm out to the side, finding a place of ease here, and then connecting with my breath as I slowly move in and out of the twist. Let's go ahead and do 3 final deep breaths here, nice and slow, really allowing time to really feel the inhales and the exhales, and how they move through your body. So let's exhale all the air out. And we'll take a nice inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Final time. Inhale. And exhale. We'll start to guide that right knee, cross body, squeezing it again. And then allowing your legs to go long, moving your hips back through your center line, moving your support off to the other side if you used it. This time your right leg will go long, left knee comes in for a squeeze. Using your right hand, guide that knee cross body. And then it'll be your left hand arm that comes out long, settling in here. The longest, smoothest breath of class. deep, smooth breaths. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Final one, deep inhale and exhale. And we'll guide ourselves back through the center. Maybe squeezing that left knee in, adjusting yourselves. And we'll get ready to set up for our final Shavasana. It might feel good to just bring your knees in, rocking back and forth, or doing some sacred circles in one way and the other way. Any kind of final movement, taking your time, ever feels good for your body. And then when you're ready, it'll be your legs go long on the mat, your arms go long on the mat, tucking those shoulders under, back of the neck is nice and long. And take up space. You just created all this space in your body, so let's give it time to work its magic through your body as we move into stillness. You can stay here in Shavasana as long as you like. I'm going to let this recording go for about another minute. We'll end class here. My name's Mary. I'm with Breath Mindset. Breathe well, my friends.